Hello and welcome to the February 1st episode of This Week in Kirkland, the official podcast of the City of Kirkland, bringing you timely topics and noteworthy news delivered to you every week. I'm your host, Jim Lopez, one of two deputy city managers here at the city, joined today by two members of our podcast team.
Hello, I'm Sue Romero.
And David Wolbrecht.
As well as our special guest, Erika Mascorro.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. This is going to be big fun. We're going to hear about opportunities to serve on city boards and commissions.
Yes, so exciting.
Mm-hmm. So before we get to that topic, here's what we're talking about this week.
Coming up, a preview of the city council meeting, and then how to help Kirkland firefighters fill the boot. And I'll explain that.
Fill the boot.
Because you're like, what are you talking about? I'll let you know in a little bit. Also, something special for Valentine's Day, parks beautification.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. And listen for tips on getting a rebate for planting trees on your property, how you might join the Kirkland team as a facilities technician, and voting in the King Conservation District election.
Plus, a council member appointment to a state board.
Very important.
Very exciting. But first, our big story of the week. A Kirkland park has a new safety measure.
That's
the city's first AED, automated external defibrillator, was installed at the 132nd Square Park.
Yeah, and so an AED is used to restart a person's heart if they're experiencing a sudden cardiac arrest. So really important device. And they're like really smart and fancy. Like it knows to like do the shock if it needs to and doesn't like accidentally do it.
And it actually has voice prompts for when you use
great.
it.
Right.
Because you don't know what to do unless you watch ER or
Totally,
Grey's Anatomy.
yeah. Robots are helpful.
Yeah, they'll tell you what to do.
Yeah. And the council is also evaluating how to potentially roll out other AEDs across the park system. And more on that in a future podcast.
So Councilmember John Pascal has been appointed to the Washington Transportation Improvement Board.
Wow.
Now, the Transportation Improvement Board funds high-priority transportation projects in 320 communities throughout the state. That's a lot, Sue.
He's been on so many transportation advisory councils and just participated in so many corridor study projects.
Yeah, so he was appointed by the Washington State Department of Transportation Secretary, Roger Miller, and will serve a 4-year term.
Congrats to Councilmember Pascal.
Yeah, that's really great. And on the topic of our amazing council members, Mayor Curtis and Councilmember Falcone recently helped with King County's point-in-time homelessness count.
So the King County Regional Homelessness Authority coordinates and tracks an ongoing count of people experiencing homelessness.
And Mayor Curtis and Councilmember Falcone were at the Kirkland Library this past week interviewing people experiencing homelessness to collect this important demographic information.
Now, data collected during the count is used by numerous agencies to inform policies and programs to address homelessness, including Kirkland. This is really important stuff.
Data matters. Yeah.
Data matters because we make policy based on that and we assess where the need is.
Exactly.
And this work is really critical.
And homelessness is an issue in Kirkland, and people need to know that.
Absolutely. Now, the next meeting of the Kirkland City Council is on Tuesday, February 6th. And here's what's on the agenda.
On the business agenda, council will consider options for an additional pedestrian crossing along 100th Avenue Northeast. So that's up in North Juanita area. And
How many options?
There are 3 options that the council will consider. They'll also hear about the benefits and challenges for each of those. And so particularly Juanita and Finn Hill community members might want to tune in and learn more. As always, link in the show notes.
Yeah, great stuff.
The council will also review questions for the post-Parks ballot measure community survey.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, council will receive an update on options for installing additional AEDs in parks and provide direction on next steps.
Prior to the business agenda, the study session will include negotiation update about the Cascade Water Alliance water supply.
And a status update on the 3rd neighborhood greenway in design called Stores to Shores.
And discussing options for a new citywide program for decorative pavement markings in the city's rights-of-way. Now, that could be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So council meetings are streamed live on the city's YouTube channel, Facebook page, and on the website.
So apparently, Sue, a firefighter boot is a large shoe to fill. And our Kirkland firefighters will be doing just that this weekend with the Fill the Boot campaign. Tell us about that.
Pray tell.
What is that, you ask? Well, firefighters will be in downtown Kirkland this Saturday, February 3rd in the morning. And they'll be at Lake Street and Park Lane with empty boots. They'll be using those to collect donations for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
cool.
So this is all to
Bravo.
fight cancer.
Bravo.
And our amazing firefighters do this every year, right?
Yep,
like
they
for a
do.
different cause. And wow, it's so great.
Yeah, so if you pull up and they're on the corner, feel free to drop a donation in the
Yeah.
boot.
Got it. Fill the boot.
Yep.
Fill the boot. And speaking of our hardworking firefighters, here's something simple that we all need to do to help them help us.
Yeah, so something that's been happening more and more in our community is folks parking in fire lanes or blocking access roads.
That's a no-go, David.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
The curb's red for a reason.
Right.
Or it says fire access only for a reason.
Right. Or fire lane.
Exactly.
Don't park here.
Yeah.
These lanes and roads are carefully planned to allow fire rigs and trucks access during emergencies.
They give access to hydrants, building fire department connections, and other water supply needs.
Yeah, and I mean, the issue is time matters. Isn't that right?
Yep. A slight delay because they can't get through could end up in a bigger, much more damaging incident, like a big fire.
Yeah.
So please do your part and don't park in fire lanes.
Yes, thank you. The days might be getting longer, my friends, but it still gets dark early. And Kirkland Police wants to remind you how to stay safe.
And this, I feel like, is really like personal for me.
Tell us.
I mean, this morning I was out with walking Haku, our
Nice.
dog. And
Were you wearing all black?
Were you?
Well, and so that's the thing. I feel like I definitely need to be taking some of these tips to heart. So Haku is great. We got her this like glowing collar.
Oh, well done.
Yeah,
Perfect.
She kind of looks like she's out of the movie Tron. It's great.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Even better.
Super cool. But that's a great thing to highlight that I need to be better at wearing light or reflective clothing.
David, you need to be like Haku.
Yes.
Yes.
Like I'm in the movie Tron.
Yes.
And also, tips from KPD use the crosswalks, sidewalks, and marked pathways. They're there for a reason to help keep you safe, and so drivers know where to expect
Yes.
you.
Right. Because when I'm driving at night and someone runs across, not the crosswalk area, runs across the street wearing all black, it's scary.
And it's very serious. You
Yeah.
really do need to do that.
So when you're driving, when you're behind the wheel at night, drive without distraction. So put down your phone. Don't be changing the station. Look twice. I actually look 3 times for people walking and biking. And I tell my daughter who got her license, look left, right, then left again,
Yeah.
and then you can go. Maybe.
Yeah,
So
and this is serious stuff. You really do want to
Yeah.
wear reflective clothing. Hey, everyone, you can voice your opinion on conservation efforts in King County by casting your vote in the King Conservation District election. All registered voters in Kirkland are within the King Conservation District and are eligible to vote.
what do? They work to protect clean water, healthy forests, and local food in King County. So vote online by February 13th.
Now, are you or someone you know handy with tools?
No,
I kind
I
of
am
wish
not.
I was. I kind of wish
An
I was.
aspiration.
Absolutely not.
Or fixing things up.
Again,
And
aspirational.
and likes to keep facilities running. Well, here's a chance to join our team.
Please join our
Please
team so
join
that
our
I can
team.
call you
That's right.
when something's broken.
Yeah, we've got a great position open for a facilities technician 3. And that means the ideal candidate will have a higher level of technical building experience.
Our facilities team manages maintenance of the many city buildings, including here, City Hall, Kirkland Justice Center, fire stations, public works buildings, as well as community centers, all of it.
And we have a really great group. They're a lot of fun.
They are, yeah. And they make miracles happen.
They do.
They
really
are
do.
all over.
Yeah, so to apply, visit the government jobs page, and that's off the city's website. Link in the show notes.
Nice, great. So we sure have beautiful waterways and green spaces in Kirkland. And it's the intent of the Stormwater Management Program plan to keep it that way. Aaron Husband was on last week talking about this. Did a great job.
And if you have an interest or ideas about protecting our creeks, lakes, and wetlands, please provide feedback to the 2024 draft plan, and you can comment on that by February 23rd.
And it's back, my friends. Sue, the tree rebate program is back. And
Yes.
it's officially launched in 2024.
You could get money for planting a tree.
Yeah. Will you be rolling up the car this year again?
Oh,
No.
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 So this city program gives up to $500 per property for planting qualified trees on your property. Why
Wow.
wouldn't you just do it?
Did I do it? Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
right? And you can, so this is cool. You can either apply for a rebate after the fact or you can apply for a prepaid certificate.
Now, the program exists because trees are so important to our
Fact.
communities and preventing flooding in neighborhoods, providing shade, and helping filter pollutants that flow into Lake Washington. Trees are basically just universally good.
Right. Yep. You can learn more at kirklandwa.gov/tree rebate.
So in case you were wondering, February is here,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay.
and we've got a couple of upcoming events to enjoy.
Looking for a way to show love to our parks
Yes.
this Valentine's Day. Say, hey, honey, before we go to dinner, we're going to go to the parks
Parks.
beautification program.
This is a winning strategy.
yeah.
This is a winning strategy.
Chocolates and shovels.
yeah.
Or if you want dinner, we're going to dig up some holes first. The first event is actually on February 14th at Wanita Beach
nice.
Park.
Oh.
So there you go.
For the love of parks.
Just an idea.
Ring in the Year of the Dragon at our Lunar New
Yeah,
Year
that sounds like
celebration.
fun.
Yeah, so it's coming up this Saturday, 2 to 4 at the Peter Kirk Community Center. We'll have refreshments, arts and crafts, performers, and more.
Yes, not to be missed, my friends. Event not to be missed. And that brings us to our 5 in 5. 5 questions, 5 minutes. You know the drill. Approximately 5 minutes with our special guest. Welcome, Erika Mascorro.
Yay.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Now, you're our diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging manager.
That's right.
So tell us what you do.
Well, like most city staff, we wear a lot of hats and there's lots to do. But in a nutshell, I do the work that our city council adopted on our 5-year DIB roadmap.
Nice.
And also, our city council has done a really great job of being supportive and actually signing resolutions that really highlight our city values around belonging. And so my job is to make sure that everyone, our staff internally and the community is working towards those values.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you're kind of like the steward of our belonging city.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great stuff. So what we like to have a little fun in this segment. We ask a few personal questions.
Okay.
How'd you come to Kirkland?
Do you mean like driving in the morning or?
I think we should
We should probably
rephrase
rephrase
this
that
question.
question.
We get that a lot.
What brought you to the city? What
Like,
interested
to
you
work
about
to the
coming to the
city?
city?
The work. And so I've been with the city for about a year and a half. And prior to that, I was doing a lot of research around DEIB work. I was contacting different contacts that I had in leadership roles and asking, what are you doing towards DEI? And so around that same time, I saw the job posting and I reviewed the city's back then draft roadmap. And looking at it, it was very clear to me that leadership had participating in writing it. And that is such a key element to a strategy around diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Because if you don't have that support from leadership from the top, it's going to go nowhere.
Ah, interesting. So you saw the connection to leadership. Now,
Yes.
the roadmap is?
Our roadmap is our strategic plan that shows us the way to finding diversity, equity, belonging in our city.
So when you were out looking or researching, you saw the connection between leadership to the plan and the investment leadership made in that effort.
Yes. Now, another key point is that I saw how the city was really interlacing the funding around DIB.
Sure.
And so I was very interested in applying for the job.
Oh, great stuff. So, Erika, now that you're here,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite thing about the city?
Yes, the people. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but the people and their enthusiasm around DIB make all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And so I've worked at other places where when I would bring up DIB topics, they would literally roll their eyes. And so having to start from that end and now coming into an organization where people literally say, like, we are so glad you're here. Let's have this conversation. And even if the conversations are tough, they're eager to dive into the work. And so the staff does a great job in trying to learn and implement DIB into the work that they do, but so does the community.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And when you talk to everyone, you hear their genuine passion towards wanting to create change.
Yeah, that's really wonderful
That's
here.
great.
And, given the amount of time I can say to our listeners that you spend in the community, which is really quite impressive, it's really wonderful to hear that you're feeling that and getting that feedback from our community. So, Erika, you're here to talk about our recruitment for boards and commissions, speaking about how the city makes decisions and how we kind of democratize our authority as a government. Tell us about boards and commissions and what you're doing for that.
Oh, well, I find this time of year so exciting around this topic of applying for a board and commission, because this is where we give our residents that opportunity to shine and give input to the city, to the highest level, to our city council.
Really, really big. They're really, these positions are really meaningful.
Absolutely. And so just to describe a little bit about the work that our boards and commissions do, they are responsible for formulating new ideas, gathering information, receiving public comments, analyzing complex issues, and making recommendations for specific projects and policies.
That's really great.
Yeah.
And they kind of span a whole lot of different areas of interest, right?
Yes. So right now we have vacancies available in boards and commissions like our Civil Service Commission. And this particular commission is one that they're appointed by our city manager, where the others, they're appointments by our city council.
Oh, so, what are some of the other ones?
The other ones are Cultural Arts Commission, Design Review Board, Library Board, Park Board, Planning Commission, Salary
Wow,
Commission, and Transportation.
There's opportunity out there.
Yes.
If you want to have a voice,
Exactly.
join a board or
Now,
commission.
Erika,
Yes.
you staff some of these commissions, right? So if people
Yes.
wanted to work on a commission where they got to interact with you, which ones do you staff?
So I staff the Library Board and our Arts Commission.
Cool.
But I do get invited by the other commissions and boards to come talk about DIB issues.
Oh, that's great.
And so, again, it's that work I was talking about before with staff, bringing the DIB lens to the work that they do.
Great.
Excellent. Wow.
Now, we have all the information on how to get engaged in the show notes. So we got that covered.
Nice.
But I have a final question.
Okay.
Is there a show or a movie or a book or something that you would like to share with us, having a little fun, that you're reading or that has meant something to you?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So yes, I'm
a yes.
reading something and I'm watching something, but I always would like to highlight the show The West Wing.
Ooh.
It's
Sorkin classic.
yes, it's my all-time favorite show.
Awesome.
It's
Why?
It's about public service.
It's so great. It's like we had Aaron on last week, and we asked him, and he was reading books about, the environment and infrastructure. And of course, he's in our
Public Works
Department. And here's Erika in the city manager's office, and of course, The West Wing, which is a favorite of mine too. I must admit, that's great. Do you have like a favorite episode?
Oh no,
So-
all of them. All of them.
Season or arc?
I love them all, and I'll watch them and I'll cry. And it's just, it really brings up those feelings of having that strong work ethic, serving the people, and having a strong leader that you look up to, and really diving into the work.
Yeah,
That's
we're
amazing.
fortunate enough to have that here in the city with our city manager and our council.
100%.
Yeah. Well, Erika, thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for having
Yeah.
me.
Will you stick around for our pop quiz, our multiple choice trivia?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here we go. One of these answers wields the gavel of truth, while the others simply must step down. Which means we just made them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Option A, the city of Phoenix, Arizona once had a chili advisory committee.
That's chili as in like
The food.
the food. Okay. Got it.
Right.
Option B, in 1981, the city council of Linden, Washington passed a law banning dancing from any establishment that serves alcohol.
How very like footloose of
Yeah,
them.
that sounds like a movie to me.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Gosh.
And option C, members of the library board, Erika,
Yes.
can serve up to 2 weeks, but can extend by a week if they don't have any fines.
Oh.
We love that option C
Yeah,
on
it's
this show.
always a winner. Yeah.
And the answer is option B.
Oh.
No, really?
No dancing in Linden if the place serves alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Sorry, Kevin Bacon.
Apparently, it's still on the books.
Yeah, and it's apparently spurred multiple court cases.
Not surprisingly. Did you know, although Phoenix doesn't have a chili commission, restaurants there do serve delicious fried rattlesnake?
Wow. And according to podcast team member Chris, it tastes like snake.
Snake.
Okay.
Which I asked him what that tastes like. He's like, I don't know, it tastes like snake.
Snake. This is perfect,
Okay,
Chris.
thanks.
Well, thank you again, Erika, for being on the podcast.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me.
We're going to have you
Pleasure.
back. We got to have you back.
Oh, awesome.
And don't forget to join us for our Lunar New Year celebration.
And that does it, my friends, for this week. You've been listening to This Week in Kirkland. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Share.
Special thanks to Anthony Girardi, Chris Peterson, and Kate Ryan for their behind-the-scenes magic.
Thank you.
Our next episode is February 8th. Until then,
Stay connected, Kirkland.